Hey, this is Beebee. I'm here with my dog Ruby. This is Love on the Peacock Express. We're trapped in a small room with a salt and pepper butch who is out for blood, and that is fine by us. I'm this more or less. This is a how do we kill BB fastest simulator. But we can do this. I think we're through the worst of it. I'm betting you. I feel like we're through the worst of it, but we'll see. She says, I've got a daughter back home, Maggie. She's turning 18 this year. This comes as a surprise to me. She seems like such a rugged, independent woman. According to Vic's expression, my reaction is obvious on my face. What we probably are meaning to say is she seems very gay, and it's just less likely that she would end up in a situation where she might end up with a child. However, you know what? Everyone comes from different walks of life. Everyone has different preferences. So who's to say? Who's to say? One thing when she was talking about motorcycles earlier that struck me, this is unrelated, is like, to be fair, it's probably the majority. I wouldn't know, but it's like they always give butches in fiction like these very physical trades. And I don't know, maybe I'm speaking from my own experience. I'm much more of like a intellectual type butch. And so I'm more of like a kind of a slobby dude. So I could not fucking fix up a motorcycle to save my life. If you are excited about butches because they can do kind of that stereotypical man stuff, it's not all of us. It's not all of us. But that's okay. Well, let's keep going. She says, I know what you're thinking. That fic seems more like a drifter, the love him and leave him type, right? There wasn't any marriage, no romance to it. One day it was just me, and then it was me and her. Sometimes in life, these things just happen. I wouldn't judge anyone for doing it different, but slowing down with her was the best decision I ever made. There's a sentimental distance in her gaze and a warmth in her tone. I can tell you really love her, we say. Vic smiles, but she also seems embarrassed. Yeah, I do. I miss her when I take these trips, so I appreciate the company. You mentioned you had a sister. Are you close? We say, I think so, although our relationship is a little unusual. Our folks weren't around, so I did my best to take care of her on my own. So you got to be her honorary mom, Vic says. Well, I tried my best. I'm not sure how much responsibility I can take for her growing up, but she's great. Vic says, I bet she is. Raising someone is a learning experience for you as much as it is for them. Eventually you have to let go and just hope you made the right decisions and believe in them to be their own person. Maggie's off to college soon, so I have to keep telling myself that. Vic laughs, and I understand her uncertainty. We say, what is she going to study? Vic says she hasn't decided yet, but I've been trying to suggest that she go into engineering. Maggie's learned a lot from me about bikes and engines, and she's a smart cookie. I'm sure she'll do whatever she wants to. She'll do well wherever she wants to go. The warmth in her voice about talking about her. Hold on. The warmth in her voice when talking about her daughter is contagious. She smiles at me. Sorry for getting all sentimental on you after we just met. We say, I don't mind. I'm just happy you opened up to me. She says, you're a real gumshoe. You know just how to get what you want. Consider me charmed. Fuck you. But now that you've solved the case, how can you get the dame? I'm gonna fucking. Are you fucking. God damn it. God damn it. We're fine. We're fine. While I'm busy being flustered, Vic gets up and opens the door to the train car to go. I'll be right back. With that, she's gone, leaving me alone in the train car. I stare out the window and watch as the countryside rolls past. I can't remember if I saw grease on Vic's fingers or under her nails. When she passed me earlier, she smelled lightly of tobacco and the countryside, with none of the tang of metal. Is she telling me the truth? Well, she said she just came from, like, a convention, right? Like, she hasn't been doing, like, physical repairs, I don't think. And anyway, like, showers are a thing. So even though you're probably supposed to say she's lying, I don't care. I'm on vacation. I'm a complete stranger on a train that she may never see again. Vic doesn't owe me the truth. Vic can lie to me if she wants to. There's no reason to suspect that any danger will come of it. It's my vacation, and it's time to learn how to relax, damn it. I lay back in the bed and watch the clouds go by through the window. Now and then a power line or tree cuts across the panorama. I guess that was a time skip. That face, that is not a great face. Just as I start to wonder after Vic, she returns. I see her expression shift into an easygoing smile when she catches my eye. Hey there, did you miss me? I was starting to wonder if you got lost, we say. Vic laughs and nearly loses her smile into a grimace. I nearly did. You wouldn't think it easy to get lost on a vehicle that's a straight line. Anyway, where were we? I think you were about to tell me more about your sister, she says. We say, sure, she just graduated from high school, so she's around the same age as your daughter. I talk about my sister a bit, sharing little information of value while I watch Vic. She looks at the bed as if she considers sitting, but she doesn't. Instead, she leans against the wall of the cabin. We say, she's really into programming computers. I don't understand it, but I'm glad she's found something that makes her happy. I had to get her to make me an email account. You're that bad at computers you couldn't even make an email account? When I stop talking, Vic doesn't notice right away. She simply rests there, her eyes closed, and a telltale pinch between her eyebrows. I count the seconds off my fingers to see how long it takes until I run out of hands and feet. Vic. Yes? She says it so sweetly, as if there was nothing that I caught her doing. Are you all right? You look like you're in pain. Not at all, just tired, she says. I stare at her, and she smiles back at me. She's sticking to her guns, so I let the quiet sit for a while, until she looks away with a laugh. So, Miss Gumshoe, tell me the truth. Are you working an assignment on this train? No. Vic nods. Question number 2. If you discovered evidence of a crime, would you feel obligated to report it to the authorities? That is a very leading question. But also, I think as like a private investigator, that can't be your philosophy because you would lose all your contacts, yes? I feel like we have to say no. No. She says, okay. Well, it was the right answer because we got orange flowers. Vic lets out a long sigh and some tension rolls out of her shoulders. That's a relief. I would like to hire you to help me solve a little mystery. What do you say? Are you a slick enough gumshoe for the job? We say, of course I'll help you. Let me show you what a professional is capable of. I smile for Vic and she grins back at me. That's the spirit. All right, I've got to show you something. I hope you're not squeamish. What are you going to do? What is it? With a hiss and a wince, Vic lifts the hem of her shirt. The spotting has leaked into the bandage around her torso. The spotting that has leaked onto the bandage and around her torso tells me all I need to know. She's super bleeding. She's gonna die. She cleaned it like a professional, but the blood still looks fresh. Vic, how are you still standing? You must be in so much pain. This happened to me once. I didn't get stabbed or shot or whatever happened, but one time I was on an airplane and I popped a stitch. And I bled like clean through my shirt. Like I bled so much. So I got up and went to the bathroom on this airplane. And I guess I was in there for too long, like washing out my shirt and trying to stop the bleeding. And so the stewardess came and was like knocking on the bathroom door, which is their job. She's like, "Are you okay in there?" And I was like, "I'm so sorry," but she was gonna freak out if I didn't open it, right? Or like be concerned anyway. So I had to open the door. I like had no shirt, so I like just kind of like peeked my head around, and I was like, I think she could tell that I was like bleeding because I seriously there was blood everywhere. Like I never bled that much. Um, and I was like, "I'm okay, but do you have a Band-Aid?" And they did, I think. So I think I was okay after that. But I just felt so bad. I'm sure that traumatized her. But anyway, sometimes you bleed in public places. Anyway, she says, "Are you worried about me? That's so sweet." These things happen sometimes when you go to automobile conferences. Vic lets out a strained laugh. As long as you're helping me out, I owe you the truth. Whoop. That's my mother. We'll call her back. We have 5 minutes, and then I'll call her back. I was lying to you when I said I run a motorcycle shop. To me, wait, there's just more to it than that. The real money comes from my other job, my real job. I'm a professional thief. Oh, damn! Oh! Vic chuckles, quiet and grim. Yeah, that's the reaction I usually get. You just tell people this all the time? That's not very good for your job, I don't think. So what now? Do you regret getting wrapped up with me? She says. I mean, I could give a shit. Nah. My job is to find information, not to pass judgment. I have lines that I might draw, but this isn't one of them. Vic smiles at me. Thanks. Anyway, I'm not coming back from a conference, she says. I'm on this train to do a job, as you may have guessed. I was hired to fetch a certain item for a client. We say, a certain item, I suppose you can't tell me what it is. She says, I could tell you, but then I'd have to kill you. We stare at each other. It's hard to take her seriously when she says stuff like that. Sorry, I know it was low-hanging fruit, but I had to make that joke, she says. I sigh at her and she gives me a sheepish smile before continuing. When I left the car a little while ago, I went to do the handoff. Usually these things are casual, so you don't raise suspicion, just a couple random folks in their civvies shaking hands and making a trade. But this time I got there and there was a little girl wearing a mask. Ew! This train's fucking haunted. We gotta go. Before I had a chance to ask questions, she fucking stabs me and takes off with the goods. This kid's hardcore as fuck. So your job is going to be to find the girl with the mask. We have to get to her before the train stops, and she and my job well done she and my job well done are gone for good. She's probably just a kid in over her head, spooked because she doesn't know what she's doing. I used to be that girl too. Vic sighs and touches her stomach with a wince. I feel like I can almost see her for what she really is. Someone scrappy, desperate, and tired. All right, we say. Before I get started, I have a few questions. She says, yeah, I bet you do. This took a fucking turn, did it not? This took a turn. We get to ask our investigator questions. Where did this happen? She says, I was supposed to meet with the contact in a cabin at the end of the car. The girl in the mask was there instead, and that's when she stabbed me and took the stuff. I wonder if my contact was jumped somewhere, too. This seems fishy, she says. Did you know anything about your contact? Of course not. That isn't how it works. But like I said, it's usually some dude in jeans and a t-shirt, not a tiny girl in a creepy mask. That's scary as fuck. What about the girl in the mask? Can you tell me more about the girl who attacked you? Not really. There wasn't a lot of time to take in what was happening. She was short, petite, wearing a hoodie and a creepy bird mask. Was she wearing a fucking plague doctor mask? What the fuck? This place is haunted. We gotta go. I'm not even joking anymore. I'm done. Nope, I officially closed this case. I'm leaving. I'm jumping out of a moving train. Did she say anything? Not at all. Not a sound. Because she's a ghost. She just knifed me, checked my pockets, and made a run for it. That's fucking sketchy as fuck. Oh no. Tell me about your employer. Can you tell me anything about your employer? Not a lot. I often operate with much information about a person or their situation. They usually just tell me enough to get the job done. But I do have this. Vic hands me a business card. Okay. Steak Borker? That can't be right. Steak. That definitely says steak. What does that say? It's okay. I'm sure they'll tell us. Oh, a stockbroker. That says steak. It says steak Brocor. He's a stockbroker? Vic shrugs. Maybe. I don't get paid to know why people want something or what it's for. I can't say I don't get curious, though. We say you've never met the guy? She says, no, but that's normal. We just talked on the phone. After the exchange, I was going to burn the card and forget this ever happened. We never intended to speak again. We say, do these complications usually happen in the line of work? She says, well, yeah. It wouldn't be fun if there wasn't a little danger. I bet your job gets sketchy sometimes too, right? Doesn't it make things more exciting? I have to think about it. I guess you're right, depending on what kind of danger there is. As long as no one's getting hurt, it can be pretty fun. She says, I knew you were the type. She said she's not going to tell us, but we have to ask. Tell me about the item. She shakes her head. Sorry, Gumshoe, no can do. I have a reputation to keep and a paycheck to earn. Maybe later I'll tell you, but the drop-off has been compromised, so I'm still on the clock. A lady has to keep a few secrets. It's not super helpful. I also am not a big fan of the lip-biting pose. I'm just going to throw that out there. I think that's all. Off you go then. Earn that shoe Gumshoe. Fuck you. I wish I could come with you, but I think I need to lay down. I think you should. I'll be back soon. We will find out the mystery of this fucking ghost plague child in the next episode. See you then. Bye.